Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Battle for Supremacy TV's Reign Supreme Grassroots Tournament for Honor of Kings. This is day number 4. By the way, my name is Vince and together with me here is Kaisaya as we bring you all the intense action here on the Grassroots Honor of Kings tournaments. And by the way, we've seen teams yesterday participating and giving their all. And right now, we're in the last part, the last 8 or 16 set of teams that will try to qualify for the next round. So, your thoughts about this, Kaisaya?
Actually, I have been following and watching all the broadcasts about this tournament. It made me so curious because there's a lot of teams, maybe even more, and probably 64 teams were able to come in and join this. And now we are at the last part of the round of 64 teams, finding the next set of those teams who will move forward to round 2. So I'm so excited at least to be able to cast for this last set for a round of 64 rather.
Wow, I mean, just imagine 64 teams, and now we have to cut it down in half. 32 teams will be remaining. So, in 10 support days, actually. So, this is just the start. So, after this, we're gonna be going towards the next round. We're gonna cut it down to half as well. So, until we reach the selected number of players, probably go 8, 4. Then the final 2 for the grand finals. Well, this is gonna be exciting because for Reign Supreme, the players and teams will be doing their absolute best to do and to become the champions of the season 1, because season 1 you have to be the pioneers and that's what they want.
Yes, and what I love about this is that this is not just about one particular country. This is about across Asia. So wherever you're coming from, I see here for the last of round 64 where we have teams coming from Indonesia, the Philippines, Myanmar, so and many others, Cambodia as well, and Myanmar. So it's so exciting, and I want to see what more they can bring into the table. I can see as well a lot of teams actually still looking for organizations who can manage them. So I guess tournaments like this is a good opportunity, a good platform to showcase the capabilities of your team and add up in your portfolio. So, yeah, so excited. Let's see how it is going to go for the last set for round of 64.
So after waiting for the first set of matches, might as well break down what are we going to have here. 8 sets of matches for tonight, only best of ones. So this means there's no room for error for each and every one. They need to win no matter what. Losing is not an option if they wanted to proceed towards the next round, and they have to make sure that they manage to get their lineup straight, get those wins up and running. But for our match schedule, we are going to see first Nuclear Phoenix up against TUYUL family. So this is gonna be Bangladesh versus India.
So exciting to see. And now we see the draft right now. Very popular band, one of the top roamers in the game as of the moment, been quite a while as well, is Datsiao. And it's quite let's see though, because they are the first pick in here, if there gonna be a room for them to pick the Julia, which is one of the top roamers as well in the game. But the Arlie ban is understandable as well, because just today, together with the Hello Kitty event, is the mechanics upgrade for the Arlie, wherein she gets an increase in her HP, base HP, and she also got more damage from her passive. So I think that is an intelligent ban coming from the side of the red team.
They don't want to face a buff early at this rate. And together with that, another support will be removed. Kayan and another support, the Dolia back to back there. That means there's gonna be an opening for Angela if they wanted to pick Angela. Because the trend here in this tournament is to get the Angela first, but seems like they're gonna be going for their comfort picks. They don't want to lose Liu Shan.
Yes, Leoshan definitely good in terms of pushing towers because of his passive, and at the same time, not only that, he's got enough tankiness, he's got enough damage as well, especially onto the late game. Even marksmen will have no room to actually escape the hands of Leoshan. But in here on the side of the red team, Team Indonesia, we see a Dharma and a Zhangfei. So lots of tankiness, to deal with as well, especially once you give the itemization for the Zhangfei as well as the Dharma. Especially the Dharma can flank so well, and the Zhangfei, breaking out the formation of the team. So I think whoever will be the squishy target on the side of the Bangladesh team will have to watch out for these two heroes.
Okay, I kind of like how they partnered Liu Shan with someone tanky. Of course, Byron is understandable. This guy dominated the Clash lane. He got his shield up and running. He can chase down opponents. He can lock them down into place. And he has that sustain ability. If he managed to max out his energy, that means he can get some health back whenever he hits. But for the Renji, a really, really good marksman pick. I mean, if you wanted to have a balance of both physical and magical, then this is your guy, and it has a cleanse capability in order for him to wash out any debuffs.
Yes, definitely. That is actually an intelligent pick, especially that we see a Lady Jen on the side of the Indonesian team, red team. So she will be, this D-Renji will be able to escape any potential locked-in targets onto him. So I guess at least it's a balance of being mobile and having enough damage as well. But we see the next few sets of bans in here. The Mai Shiranui, the Haino ban, pretty understandable. You don't want to give more damage coming from the side of our Bangladesh team in here. But again, we still have the latest one available as one of the marksman pick in here for the farm lane, but it's also getting banned by our Bangladesh team in here. Marco Polo is out, Hoi is out as well. But Garo is in here for the red team.
That gives room for Garo to come in. So another hero that needs to be protected. Garo, he needs to be protected as much as possible. What? They have the right set of heroes. I mean, you've got Zhang Fei. They can provide some good, decent amount of shield with the Leaping Savior. Dharma can sustain the Clash lane. He can go in the front lines protecting Garo, and all that he needs to do is to hit no matter what, because Garo, he has that she has that capability to dish out damage, and she has that long range. But I kind of like how they're taking time here for Prime. I mean, they are choosing, if whether they're not, they're gonna go for Gan and Mo, but he's they want Xiao Kiao instead.
Yeah, Xiao Qiao, just enough damage. Actually, when they were hovering on the Gan and Mo, I think that is also it isn't okay. I wouldn't say quite okay. It is an okay option as well. I mean, Haino is banned, Mai Shiranui is banned, but the damage, the range of the damage coming from either the Gan and Mo and as well as the Xiao Qiao is also massive. So I think that definitely can match up against the lineup that we have in here for the Indonesian team.
Well, this is going to be an exciting first match for this day. Ladies and gentlemen, hang on to your seats because you are going to witness the first series between Nuclear Phoenix Prime and TUYUL family. As we go over to our first game here in the Reign Supreme, who is gonna emerge victorious? Who is going to reign supreme? That is going to be the question that everyone wants to know. And right now, that is what we are going to witness because we are heading towards the Hero's Gorge.
Yes, definitely. Who is it gonna be? Is it a Bangladesh team or an Indonesian team? We'll just have to find out. So comment down in the comment section. Of course, share the live stream as well. But we head on to the Gorge. Nuclear Phoenix Prime versus TUYUL family. I wonder if this is real family in real life, But yeah, let's head on to the Gorge.
Yeah, probably you're talking about clans, you're talking about dynasties. Well, this is what Honor of Kings is all about. I mean, the Chinese dynasties, the Chinese lores, and all of that. But this time around, it's for TUYUL family to create their own dynasty, to create their own lore. And they have to beat Nuclear Phoenix Prime in order for them to establish themselves as one of the better team. But wow, I mean, Heisenberg almost died there.
Yeah, definitely the Garo has a range advantage in comparison to a D-Renji, so definitely the D-Renji has to be very careful, especially if he is not able to see who else are in the map. For the meantime, in the mid lane, we can see some tussle ongoing. Just both of the tanks of the teams just poking each other, just trying to create a vision, but now both actually rotating towards both. And I like how they're actually just, going for a mano-a-mano tussle between these two muscular tanks.
Well, it's all about the muscles, all about it's all about having the control. But wait a minute, fights are happening.
Yes, definitely. Wait a minute, because the first blood is gonna go onto the Ying on the side of the blue team Nuclear, and that is a good news for the Ying because he got some extra gold. But getting onto the bootstrapping here, one member on the side of the Nuclear team is the Byron. Fortunately, not enough damage as of yet coming from TUYUL as well as the Dharma. But I think, they could have got him, but I guess they're still going for it. The Pyro will fall down. It is so far a 1-for-1 trade just within 2 minutes game time.
I mean, with the commitment from Jing, he managed to at least see that Shinmon Benimaru, okay, I pronounced that right. He was low on health, and that is why he needs to at least hug down towers. And this gives TUYUL to at least be confident in terms of like tower diving. He managed to commit towards that, and now he's level 5.
Yes, that is so true. But for the meantime, everyone's just trying to calm down. Just a little bit of advantage in here. Actually, there's the catch-up coming from TUYUL family onto the gold lead, but I think still manageable until we wait for the 4-minute mark in here. But for the meantime, getting for the check bush in here, getting frozen, getting seasoned is the Leotian. Will be forced to make use of his shield, but on the other end of the map, in the middle lane, one will fall down. Our Byron onto the hands of Hazuk's the Dharma, and there are 4 members on the side of TUYUL family just wanting to go put the pressure onto the bottom lane, but there's goes the ultimate coming from the Xiao, but will not be enough because he will fall down too. And in order on Renji is trying to survive and save his life with it. Attacks coming from the Jing as well, but then again, that is a win situation coming from TUYUL family.
The win, and now after that rotation, they got those decent kills. They wanted to apply so much pressure on mid, and not only that, I mean, Shinmon Benimaru, he managed to die twice in that mid lane, and of course, coming in from the Clash lane, they're trying to cripple down the Clash laners that they have, probably the tankier guys here on the Nuclear Phoenix Prime. So Byron needs to work out on his tankiness. He needs to build items. He needs to get to levels in order for him to scale up on what they need. But I mean, Yami here, he's just doing some pretty decent crowd controls here with the flowing side. And of course, that first kill connecting towards it, it enables them to bounce non-stop.
Everyone on the side of TUYUL family is on the bottom half part of the map, looking to contest the Tyrant in the game. Byron trying to actually catch up, but because some tussle is already happening, Ying is down right off the bat just before the objective take is to happen. I guess the members of Nuclear 5 in here needs to back away. There goes the chain lightning buff coming from the side of TUYUL family, but Dharma will fall down. There's the chase onto Yami as well. He will fall down as well. Double kill for the Byron so far. Fight still ongoing. Getting stunned in here is Whiskey, trying to back away, trying to free hit from the back lane. It will be successful, but the Jiangfei will secure the kill. And here we go, 2 members left alive in here for the side of Nuclear. So that was quite unfortunate that Code Error actually died even before the objective day.
I mean, I love how TUYUL family is protecting Whiskey at all costs. He is the damage source. He is the one true carry. I mean, even with TUYUL being the assassin, being the jungler for their team, I mean, it's all up to his king to deal that range amount of damage, that critical. He managed to provide that in that single fight, and he didn't die. Just look at how AESIR is gonna die.
Look at that Spear of Purity connecting almost, but to no effort because Heisenberg in here is able to just back away, go back to the base and regenerate some HP. But let's see how the Leotian will manage to defend this outer tower in the bottom lane because 3 members from the side of TUYUL family are actually in here. Gonna go for that ultimate in here. Unbridled Outburst will be used as well, and this tower will fall down. It is a successful objective take coming from TUYUL family.
Now, they have that excuse to get down, choose another lane, farm up. So for TUYUL family, they have to focus on other lanes. I mean, they managed to get the outer tower at the bot, mid and top lane quite available. It seems like they're applying so much pressure on the mid lane while giving Whiskey the freedom to solo the top lane. So it's gonna be all his.
Yes, definitely. And this will give him more itemization, though, but we can see the Overlord is successfully taken by, I think that was Jing, if I saw it correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in here, we might see another tussle in here. Clash ongoing. Ultimate has been used by the Xiao. Gonna go flash away. In here, KAZOKU will still be able to save his life, it seems, but there goes the free push onto the top side for Wiz King, for the Garo. But let's see how this will go onto the middle lane as Team Nuclear is trying to aim for the push onto the middle lane. But here we go. Jing is actually gonna go for her ultimate in here, but so low is one of the members. The jump will back away a little bit, but Byron will fall down already. No more frontliners so far, or one frontliner down for the side of Nuclear.
Goodness! Are they survive this? But that forced an ultimate coming in from the Zhang Fei, and now he's slamming the ground. But there you have it. I mean, Kaisaya, they're not giving me time to analyze this game. I mean, for TUYUL family, they're working 24/7 on this game. They wanted to end this fast.
They do. Seems like the family needs to sleep early tonight. But here we go. No towers down as of yet for TUYUL family. But I guess this is your time to actually give some analysis for while they are counting down.
I mean, I love the positioning coming in from TUYUL family. It seems like Nuclear Phoenix Prime, they wanted to give something like a team fight, apply so much pressure on mid, but TUYUL family has a response. They didn't even need Garo in that bit. Garo came in late, but he dealt a lot of damage. But in that moment, Nato almost died. He managed to pop that unbridled outburst, and then again.
The ocean, not enough. Well, he's becoming a paper in here for this Garo. Garo is just able to free hit from the backline with the basic attack, so I think there is some decision making that Nuclear has to do in this one. I think they need to work on maybe the Byron flanking onto the Garo, but of course it's easier said than done.
It's easier said than done. They need to execute this very well, and they're quite behind gold, it seems, for Nuclear Phoenix Prime. They need to catch up. And in terms of objective, TUYUL family securing that Tyrant in the bot lane, and now it's giving them buff. It's giving them some confidence in order for them to start a fight, take mid tower if they can, but the fight's gonna happen in the jungle teams.
Yes, and the Azure Golem was actually stolen away, but the fight ongoing. The Randy has fallen down already, not yet even done because the space is so well created by the Zhang Fei on the ultimate as of the moment, and everyone's just falling down. Byron, I don't think so, will actually survive in here, and now he falls down onto the hands of the members of Team TUYUL. 2 members left for Nuclear.
Has destroyed a tower.
See how tanked this guy was. He's ready to face every bit of members of the Nuclear Phoenix Prime, even though that Nuclear's got the nuke, but TUYUL family has that confidence. They wanted to end this game real fast, and as for Wiz King, he's the only one being protected by the family. It seems like they're running a mafia business here, and Wiz King is just the leader of it all.
Yes, protect the queen as we say it. But for now, I love what TUYUL's family doing as well. Jing taking advantage of just going for the split push clear, but he has to be very careful here. There's the chase coming from the Leotian, getting seasick just a little bit, but we do know that he is quite mobile. But he is not letting him go down, but still taking in a lot of damage coming from the Jing, and with a backup income, he's gonna go for the ultimate in here. Super low on HP though is the Jing, has to back away a little bit, but the Garo is here, gonna go for the basic attack, so the Byron will fall down. Meanwhile, I think this is not even done, because we can see in here more damage being done by Team TUYUL family, taking down 2 members from the side of Nuclear Phoenix Prime.
Imagine the criticals. Imagine the slow that Wiz King can provide. Every hit he take because of the passive, courtesy of his ult, of her ult. Spare of Purity just enabling her to deal a huge amount of damage while slowing them. And right now, objectives, all about objectives. They don't even need to be scared about the Primal Bond because they're just working 24/7. What?
Nice right coming from Code Error. I think they need to back away now. They have to be very thankful about that still. But that is just one. Do be very careful because that is actually a buff for, that is actually meant for flashes. But hold a thought because the South Tower will actually fall down onto the mid. So one member less for the side of Nuclear Phoenix. I don't think they can clash so well, even with the buff coming from the Tyrant. For the meantime, there goes the CC coming from the Leoshan. However, Jingle fall down. There goes the free hit still coming from the Garo. A flash and even just to take one momentum down. And is now the Byron left all alive. Will he be able to defend 10 seconds before Itachi Uchiha will go back? But I think he will fall down to the Byron. Is this gonna be it? Is there a way for the Shout Out to actually defend the base? Will he be able to go for the Meteor Storm successfully? It is successful for the Meteor Storm. Unfortunately, not successful to defend the Crystal. Congratulations to our Indonesian team for winning this game 1. Actually, it's just game 1. But yeah, congratulations as they will be moving forward to the next round.
What a game it is, Kaisaya. No doubt. TUYUL family proven that the family that plays together, stays together. They indeed stayed until the very end. And of course, for this king, all he does is to hit. Just look at how many times he assisted the entire team. Like 15 kills, he's there. 4 kills for him. But in terms of like the leader, in terms of kills, it's Haxus. He managed to get 5 kills. But none of that. Whisking is the MVP for this game. Just look at the amount of critical that Whisking has. Criticals, lifesteal, you name it. I'm gonna be making some Sun Chasers to top this off. But for Whisking, he only needs to hit. He only needs to enable his basic attack, and that's it. So it's working wonders for Whisking and the entire TUYUL family.
As well, Whisking didn't get a lot of kills, but if you take a look at the team fight presence, he's got a lot in here, 78%, and he's got actually the second most, no, actually he's got the top damage percentage as well, 58.3k, so definitely deserves the MVP. But of course, it is an overall effort by the TUYUL family, so we give them a congratulations. Meanwhile, for our team from Bangladesh, it's definitely still as an experienced one from this team. So I think come back stronger in other future tournaments. Definitely congratulations though for TUYUL family.
Well, for TUYUL family, we'll be seeing more of them in the upcoming days. But for the Bangladesh teams here, the Nuclear Prime, actually, it is not the end. They need to smile up. They need to cheer up. A loss is a loss, but that doesn't stop them from joining or pursuing their professional careers. Of course, this is just the first step. This is just the baby steps, and a lot of grassroots tournament in Honor of Kings is emerging, and we have to take Race Supreme to in being the platform for these aspiring professional players to exhibit what they have here. And of course, it's not until it's not the very end, because this is just season 1, and if you didn't make it and become the season 1 champions, then all I can say, don't fret. I believe for BattleForSupremacy.TV, they are going to create more and more tournaments, Race Supreme tournaments. I mean, this is just the first one, but we're gonna be seeing more and more.
That
the future
is for sure. And up next will be the match between Team EXECRATION from the Philippines and Team JXT from Bangladesh as well. So we'll have to find out. EXECRATION, quite a popular organization originating from the Philippines. So I think this is one of the match or series, best of one series that many are actually looking forward to. So we'll just have to find out. But yeah, really interesting event that we have right now. Again, I mean, I've seen the first 3 sets of this best of 64, or rather team of 64. To all the teams who did not make it to the next round, I'm pretty sure that there will be more, not just the event coming from BSFTV, and I think it's still an experience gained regardless.
Correct. And that experience will definitely leave a mark towards these players. This is just a start, ladies and gentlemen, and as we speak, this is just the beginning round that we have here. We still have more. 7 more matches for today to end this day number 4. So don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. Kaisaya and Vince G will be right back here on the BFSTV's Reign Supreme Season 1.
Welcome back to the BattleForSupremacy.TV Honor of Kings tournament. I'm Kisai, with me is BZG, and we are about to bring the second Best of One series for tonight. It is going to be Team Execration versus JXT, Philippines versus Bangladesh. I wonder who is going to be to move forward to the next round.
Well, this is another match that we need to see because we are going to see one of the familiar teams here in the Philippines, and that is going to be the Execration. And for the Bangladesh, even though the Nuclear Phoenix Prime did not win their series up against the TUYUL family earlier on, well, they still have hope in the form of JAXITE Official. So for JAXITE Official, they need to win this. I mean, all of these games, back to back to back, first 3 games, it's gonna be loaded with Bangladesh teams. Because up next, we're gonna be having also Extreme Esports from Bangladesh and another Filipino team, AESIR Esports. But we have to focus on the match at hand because Execration and JAXITE, this is gonna be a really, really interesting match to see.
Yes, definitely. Again, with the update, the mini update that we had today, I'm also quite excited about seeing Dr. Bian on the Gorge as well as Arlie as well. Xiangyu is not quite often used, but would be interesting to see some plays of him in the Gorge. But at the same time, since this is a best of one, I think the teams don't want to play around. You know, they want to play seriously because you can make some mistakes in a best of one series.
Well, best of one series, there's no room for error. You have to make sure that you get your cards right. And the first part of this game is going to be the draft, and that is going to be quite important for some of the players because this is where you unleash your inner mind. You have to make sure, you have to consider on who to ban, who to remove, and who to pick on this game. But after that, they have to execute that in the gorge. So it's all up to them to win this first part of the battle, and that is going to be the draft. So I think the players and teams, they're just warming up. They're just way too excited because the first series that we have, it ended way too fast.
Yeah, it ended way too fast. Normally, if you see a hero like that of Alayoshan, you would expect that, okay, this is going to be an easy push for that particular team. But that didn't happen as we saw how the Zhangfei actually would just go onto the back line, even extending himself so that the Garo will be able to just free hit from the back line, and the Garo as well being so well protected. So I guess it was the TUYUL family's execution from the game a while ago. But we'll see about later if there's going to be a surprise. Neza got buffed as well. Lianpo got buffed as well. With more shields and more damage for both of these two consecutively. So I wonder if we'll be able to see these two heroes later on in the Gorge as well. I wonder, Vince, I mean, among these heroes that has been adjusted and buffed and with mechanics upgrade as well, are you interested in seeing some of this?
Well,
I
I'm interested.
review some of this, but for you,
I'm interested. I'm quite interested in the. I'm gonna be interested. I mean, to see those heroes that you've mentioned, Kaisaya, Nessa. In fact, I'm not seeing Nessa in the tournament actually, so that's what I want to see. But of course, as much as we wanted to see this game commence, but unfortunately, JAXITE official, they did not show up in the given time. So that means Execration is gonna proceed towards the next round. Let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Congratulations to Execration.
yeah, as much as we want to see it, I was so excited. But then again, yeah, but I hope Team JXT is okay. We don't know for sure what the reason is, but yeah, it's gonna be a default win for Team Execration. Unfortunately, we'll not be able to see them play in the Gorge. And which is up next is going to be another Bangladeshi team against the Philippine team. So yeah, Vinzi, who are the teams that we're about to see for our third series?
Well, for our third series, it seems like we're gonna be seeing Extreme Esports and AESIR Esports. So another Bangladesh team up against another Filipino team. So we did not see Philippines versus Bangladesh in the second round, but on the third round, it's gonna happen. Up next, Extreme Esports and AESIR Esports. So don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be having a very, very short break after this. So, for Battle for Supremacy TV's Reign Supreme Season 1, Kaisaya and Vince G, we will be right back after this short break. always ready to bring you the intense action here in the Battle for Supremacy TV's Reign Supreme Season 1 Honor of Kings Grassroots Tournament. Kaysaya and Vince G still here with you to bring all the intense action in the Gorge, the Heroes Gorge. So, unfortunately for the second series, we did not see Execration up against another Bangladesh team, but we are going to see another Philippines versus Bangladesh in the form of Extreme Esports and AESIR Esports. So, going back to our topic earlier. So, unfortunately, we were cut short because of that unfortunately default. But I wanted to go back to your question, Madam Kaysai. I mean, I wanted to see those heroes come into play, especially Neza.
Yeah, well, Neza definitely buffed with more shields. So when he actually goes on to his ultimate, there's a clash. I mean, he will be able to go for more initiation for team fight. So it's pretty interesting to see. So the global map presence is there, and at the same time, the sustain that he can provide for his team. So Neza definitely good for me. I think since I also like play farm lane, I would have some bias on to wanting to see the Arlie into the Gorge. So I hope he kind of slips in into the draft.
Well, Arlie is quite a really popular marksman, if you'll ask me, and that's why he was or she was being forced to go into the ban pool. So, are we gonna see some Arlie finally? But in terms of like seeing this tournament, I've seen Arlie like once yesterday, or once or twice, and they managed to win because of the mobility that Arlie has. So hopefully we can see that again today in
Yes.
the fourth day here up on the Reign Supreme tournament. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on the Arlie tournament. So Madam Kaysaya, the draft is on the way. Let's see this game unfold.
Yes, let's see this draft first go unfold. And here we see, I loved all this prefix on the names, on the IGNs of our team on the Philippines side, AES all the way. But yeah, it looks like there will be no Arlie for me, VZG, because it's gonna be the prio ban on the red side, as you know, there's the high potential on actually getting this secured for the first pick of the blue side, first pick team. So they will be banning this out. I wonder if there's gonna be a Julia ban prio as well. They're still deciding. 2 seconds left, and it seems like they're gonna. No, I thought they're gonna leave it open, but they decided for a Daxiao ban, leaving the Dolia available, but so as is the Hino. And we do know that the Hino is actually one of the top picks in the middle lane. So much sustain so much damage as well. But I think this time, even in this mini patch, there's like some options to actually match up against this Hino. I mean, Ganonmo is there, even Mai Shiranui is there. There is just some, even Angela is still a good pick to go up against mid versus mid.
Well, speaking of which, they managed to flex their mid, and it's all up to the supports to do their job. So Ming comes into play. Seems like for Extreme Esports, where can it go? Ruara. But that's a marksman reveal right there already. For Al Riyad, he's taking his sweet time in order for us to identify which lane is gonna be filled. Or you're talking about Mai, another SNK hero is gonna be there. Nakoruru hovered, but they managed to force a Janwei pick. So Janwei having that increased popularity over this tournament somehow. Janwei, but once I see Janwei being played out yesterday, it has a low success rate. So that means they're struggling in winning matches.
Yeah, well, quite not a popular pick, but who knows? We might be able to see our Bangladesh team pull off a different kind of a Janwei in here. But for the meantime, Joyu is going to be secured as a mid laner to go up in here up against the Hino in the middle lane. I mean, I'm surprised because even before the mini patch a while ago, we would usually see the Dolia getting in the bans in the first phases right, in the first phase. But now the Dolia ends up in the second phase if there is no support or roam as of yet. But I think the idea coming from our Philippine team on the red side here is that they would want to have more sustain, thus the Ming pick. We do know that Dun himself is able to sustain for himself. Usually he can even go for a 1v4 or even maybe a 1v5. We're talking about low HP heroes. But add a layer of feels coming from Ming, then that is going to be an unkillable, almost unkillable Dun, maybe in team fights.
He needs to initiate very well because of the Unruly Blade. It's a really, really good initiation kit. He can like go close towards his target, and then with a really, really good charge of that Wind Slash, he can like disable or crowd control his opponents, locking them into place. And as you've said, I kind of agree with what you've said here on this game. He has the chance to at least go on a 1v4, 1v5, surviving that fight, but of course, having the Min backing him up together with ZhouYu, this could give room for Dun to become a monster on this game. So they have to watch out for that. And AESIR here knew what's up. They knew what they are gonna do up against this kind of lineup.
Yes, definitely. And seems like there is a Fang lock already. Actually, they're probably playing with their minds because there's a lot of possibilities in here. Dun can actually go into the jungle, even Fang can go into the jungle. So right now, it is not clear who's going to go into the jungle yet for the side of the Philippine team. For the meantime, again, sustains is already secured for the side of our Philippine team. But if you talk about in here, again, we see another Leoshan in here. I don't want to give another lose for the Leoshan. I mean, I guess that's going to be too much already from game 1 or set 1 from me, but we'll see how our Bangladeshi team will be able to pull it off. But they have a Sunsa pick in here for the Clash lane, and that is going to give them some, mobility to play around the map, and it is locked. For our Philippine versus Bangladeshi team, what do you think about the overall lineup, VZG?
The overall lineup, we are gonna definitely see some intense pickoffs in the early. We're gonna be seeing some good amount of team fights in the mid to late game. So it's all about how they execute. It's all about how they execute all those skills that they have. They need to calculate every bit of crowd controls that they have here, especially for Bangladesh teams, Extreme Esports. They have some good initiation kits, but of course AESIR Esports, they definitely have the done to start things up. So to start things off, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing Extreme versus AESIR.
And actually, I was not able to see this a while ago, who actually is the jungle on the side of AESIR Esport, and it is going to be Nobu on the U1. So I think this is 3 layers of sustain. Sustain from Dun on himself, sustain from JC on the Ming, and another layer of sustain from Yu who won. So I think Team Extreme Esports needs to buy a lot of anti-heal items in here. But yeah, so far looking good with the aggressiveness in terms of play coming from AESIR Esports.
Well, they have to make sure that they need to make this play count. And as for the jungle, it's work. It's gonna be a lot of hard work for them to secure that level 4. And as for Nobu, anytime soon he can get the level 4. Just like that, a minute is all he needs in order for him to get that rotation towards the top lane.
Yes, and the fight going already. First blood is gonna go onto the Yu1, killing off Tyrant Fahim, our Sansa in here onto the top side. So that is not looking good because this is a really quick rotation coming from the side of AESIR Esports. So what you're gonna like about the Fang onto the bot side though is that he is able to survive from with himself all alone. So but for the meantime, there's a chase ongoing right now. A flash away is in here, but they have to be very careful on the push check. But a fight ongoing, really nice position and aggressiveness coming from the Fang. But the members of Team AESIR Esports still going on for it. Look at this massive amount of damage. Even the Flames of War just killing a lot of members from the side of Extreme Esports.
And all we see is 5 kills. AESIR Esports, they are definitely wanting to win as fast as they can. If you've seen what happened yesterday, we've seen an early amount of game, as fast as 9 minutes, but this time around, for AESIR Esports, they want to break that record. And as for Fang, even with the tower defense up, they managed to take down the towers at east.
Amit super low in HP and an unstoppable kill onto that TUYUL. This is not looking good so far from the side of Extreme Esports because we're not even at the mid game, past early game phase, but there's a lot of kills already. And in here though, very deep into the jungle camp of Extreme Esports is one member Tyrant. In here though, the Sunta again will fall down, but Yorix will be able to sustain. So much heals going on to him, and there goes an unkillable, almost no death onto the side of Team AESIR. Actually, no death at all because a lot of kills is coming from JC as well as Nobu.
Okay.
And we see in the middle lane though the siege coming from the side of AESIR Esports. Sunta on his ultimate gonna go for that set sail, but has to cancel out because it's gonna be quite dangerous to actually go for 4 members on the side of AESIR Esports onto the mid. And now I think there is some decision making that Team Extreme Esports needs to do in here. For the meantime, 2v1 situation up top in here. Will they be able to go for a kill onto the Yorix? But then again, Yorix will just back away and go save himself.
After minutes, it seems like AESIR Esports doesn't want to waste any second. But for Extreme Esports, they're going in extreme methods in preventing AESIR Esports to end this game fast. They need to delay this game. They need to hold on. They need to find their first kill, but in the form of done. But they have to protect themselves right now because I can see the rotation coming towards the top. They have to make sure that they will be winning fights.
Set sail has been used though, but not to engage, just to back away though. Getting slowed is our Leotian. Will not be able to survive. Gonna pull that onto the hands of the Ying. There goes the defeated Tyrant as well onto the hands of Fang, while the rest of the members of AESIR Esports are actually getting all the jungle camps of Extreme Esports. Definitely, Albiadis here is not having fun. Dianwei will just fall down, and there goes the stun, there goes the CC, legendary kill onto the U1, and even more because the Hino will fall down as well. This is not so looking good, man. We are just at 4-minute game time. We are still almost in the early game, and what is happening?
A Guinness record in the fastest game ever that I've seen here. Now, they are going towards the high ground and they're not wasting any moment. They are keen to see the victory and now they're not stopping.
Because actually put down by the Joyu and more sustained triple kill even for the U1, and there goes even an ace coming from AESIR Esports. This is just 5-minute game time. I think the fastest even in this tournament. Congratulations, AESIR Esports. I think they also, I don't know, probably they want to play pick rank for later and prepare for it.
Scene. What is this game? I've never seen a game so fast in my entire life. I mean, even in ranked games, I mean, the fastest game that I've witnessed is like 7 minutes. But this is just next level for AESIR Esports. Do they need to go somewhere? Do they have other commitments? Do they have priorities? And as for Nobu, he managed to get 11 kills and 7 assists. These guys are just next level. And as for Extreme Esports, unfortunately, AESIR played way more extreme.
Yes, and I can see we were like stalking the profile of Nobu a little bit in there. Epic, epic in his hero. But yeah, I think this is one strategy that can be looked out to. It's all about sustain. I mean, combination of Ming, Jun, as well as the Yuan. It's all about healings. In terms of going up against this kind of lineup, we definitely, for their opponent, definitely has to wait for building itemization first to cancel out the healing, right? But there was no chance for the side of our Bangladesh team to actually work on that, because we saw a while ago, Joya actually went on the jungle camp of our Bangladesh team, and there was no way, there was no room for Dian Wei to actually get farms that he needs. If you take a look in here, I mean, the goal, I mean, it's just like, it's way too far in comparison to what Team AESIR has in here. So really quite unfortunate, there was no room for them, but for sure it is a learning experience on going up against this kind of lineup.
Wow. the way I've seen this game, AESIR is just trying to send a message that they are going to end every game that they have that fast. So for AESIR Esports, they're not wasting any time. They wanted to proceed towards the next round as fast as they can. And as for Extreme Esports, well, GG well played for them. I mean, they played their very best, but for AESIR Esports, I don't know where they want to go, because for them, it's just them setting their sights towards the championship to become the Season 1 champions at this rate.
Yes, that's true. And again, I think they're just preparing for pick rank that is set to happen tonight as well. So yeah, well, congratulations still again so far for our teams moving forward to the next round already. And up next is going to be a match between, for our Series 4, is going to be a match between Indonesian team and again another Philippine team. Who are these teams that we're talking about, VZG?
This is gonna be intense because we are going to see a lot of potential teams here. For our fourth match, it's gonna be KAZOKU Neo up against AESIR SYNTHSPARKS. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is still BattleForSupremacy.TV's 5v5 Honor of Kings tournament, Reign Supreme. So, thank you so much for having this grassroots tournament, and we hope to see more of these games. And for now, we will be taking a short break because the games were way too fast. You know, we just need to take a chill, take some water breaks and all of that, because the players and teams that we've seen on this first half, they're just letting us have a very, very short break. So, guys, might as well grab yourself some snacks, get some water, hydrate yourselves, because anytime soon, we'll be back here on the Reign Supreme tournament. So, Kaisaya and Vince G, with you. We will be right back.
Is everyone holding up? Because me and VinZG are holding up still here at the Battle for Supremacy TV Honor of Kings tournament. I'm Keisaya. With me is VinZG, still waiting and wanting more action for the last few sets that we have. And we have Indonesia versus Philippines. Who are these teams that we are about to witness soon, VinZG?
This round is gonna be KAZOKU Neo and AXG SYNTHSPARKS. So from Indonesia and Philippines, they'll be facing each other. And whoever wins this round will be proceeding towards the next round. So let's see if this one is gonna be way fast, just like what we've witnessed earlier, or are we gonna see some slow phase? Are we gonna see the Tempest Dragon spawns? And that's what we need to see. So I can't wait to see what's up in this series, because for me personally, to be honest, with all I've seen right now, it seems like I can't keep up. It was way too fast. I mean, in just like a blink of an eye, if I just close my eyelid like this, once I open
It's done.
the base or the crystal is been broken. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, everything is just so hype right now. Probably because we have, KIS ongoing tomorrow as well. So, Honor of Kings fans definitely is looking forward to that as well. Everyone's pretty hyped this weekend, and it's a lovely Friday evening as well. And especially that we see a lot of intense Honor of Kings action. But I don't think I'm going to be able to move on with that 5-minute game time, VZG. I do hope when I go for a 5-man RG, I think that's going to be the lineup. I'll teach my teammates.
Need to have that formula. I need to have that kind of gameplay. I need to have that kind of lineup. I need to make 5 matches in an hour. That's the way I can save time. Because time is valuable, time is important, and time is very, very much important in Honor of Kings. And they didn't even give time for the Shadow Overlord to spawn, Don't reach 10-minute mark. No Tempest Dragon for us. It's just the first Tyrant, first Overlord. We need to end this quick.
They just let the first Overlord, the first Tyrant to enjoy the 1-minute time, right after 4-minute game time. But yeah, then again, it's definitely a lesson learned from the Bangladeshi team that we had. But definitely a learning experience to many of us Honor of Kings players. So it's what we call, like in our local language, the healing the link that we know. So that's a really nice technique. But let's move on to our 4th series for tonight. Again, this is just a best of 1 match. We'll be able to see the draft anytime soon. And there you go. We see a high no ban. And then again, we don't know yet if there's going to be a Pryo ban in the early, or maybe even the Dolia. But so far, Dolia is going on to the 2nd phase of the ban already. Not sure about Arlie getting banned out here as well, so we'll have to find out.
Let's see if that's gonna happen. But for KAZOKU Neo, another suppressed hero, Dongwang, would, personal take on Dongwang. Since Liang came out on the global server, I mean, Liang overshadowed Dongwang, and he's not being picked just like what we've seen before in the earlier tournaments of Honor of Kings. He was way too popular. Dongwon was way too popular. He deserves that ban. But right now, if Liang's open, I'm gonna take Liang because of the suppressed kit that he has. But for now, KAZOKU Neo, we're gonna focus on Dolia. We want to have that ulti reset with the Celestial Melody.
Yes, yeah, that's true. What you said about Liang, I actually do use Liang in the ranked games as well. It's not just the press that he has, definitely. I mean, in comparison to Dongwang just gives some slows on his skills. Of course, we're not talking about ultimates in here, but for Liang, of course, is I think his first skill as well goes for the mini stuns as well. It's just few seconds, but it's still a stun, and the area of effect is quite huge. But then again, so far, even though here, after our first phase of pickings and bans, there is no Arlie ban, so it makes me wonder if the Arlie will be able to slip inside for our bans. But so far, the Pryos are in the form of the Ming as well as the Dolia as well.
Oh, me. Marksman is still available for both of these teams, so I'm gonna be expecting a lot of Marksman bans in the next stage. So for my Shiranui to be picked early by KAZOKU Neo, I kinda love their commitment. So it's for them to thaw the ice coming in from Gio, even though that Gio managed to pick last rather than pick ahead of my Shiranui. Well, my Shiranui here is that mage melee hero, aside from Gan and Mo. But in terms of mobility, my Shiranui definitely has that kit. He can like go in, dish up the combo, reposition your opponents, and deal a huge amount of explosive magical damage. So my Shiranui is the get-go if they wanted to at least pick up someone from the other opposing side of this team. And Marksman are being taken out, surprisingly.
Yes, that's true. Going back to my Shiranui, that is going to be a good pick up against the Princess Frost. Princess Frost, of course, you have to go static once you go for that winter is here. So far, the bans are all complete. There is no early banning here, and we go for the last phase of picking, wherein there are still options available like that of the early, the RNG as well is available. So this is going to be looking good and exciting. I do hope that the early gets slipped in, but it seems like they don't want it, because I see a hover on the Shoyu in here. We'll just have to find out. But if I go back, or if I go onto the discussion about our jungler pick in here onto the side of AXG, or rather, of AXG, Prince of Landling, definitely good in going for ganks in the early stages of the game, early to mid. But if we talk about like late game stages, it's gonna be harder for him, because as an assassin jungler, he is not that quite, he doesn't have the sustain. Definitely, he's quite squishy as an assassin hero in here. And if you're talking about like that of a Mai Shiranui, and maybe even a Musashi that could just like burst him down, so I think the Prince of Landling needs to be very careful into making this onto a late game. But it seems like our teams anyway, so far for the first 3 sets, love fast games, so maybe they can go for a fast game too in here for our red team.
No RD for us then. Alicio and Fang is way available, so just taking their time. They need to pick the final piece of the puzzle, the Clash laner that definitely fits the role, definitely fits the lineup that AXG SYNTHSPARKS has. For Max Wolfsman, he's deciding to keep an eye towards the Mantra Boy. He's locking in Dharma for this game, and it's gonna be used by John Smith. And I kind of love, personally, the name John Smith, because this reminds me of that show or program. I mean, I don't know if everyone knows that, but it kind of reminds me of that Neo historical show, something like that.
Neo classic. Okay, we're talking about Prime here. Maybe it could reveal our ages, so maybe let's not talk about that. So here we go for our 4th series for tonight. Yeah, let's not talk about ages. It might reveal our ages in here, BCG. So lineup wise, I would say in here, I think for the side of our red team, our Philippine team, AXG in here, I think they need to take advantage of the Prince of Landling pick that they have into the early up to mid. They have to go for ganks, early kills, in order for them to capitalize what they can do. And they can just like go for the power spike. I would be thinking that maybe Ming gonna go for that assist on the Princess Frost roaming around the map. Elysium might not necessarily need it, because he could just like use his kills to, back away from potential death. And for the side of our Indonesian team, blue team in here, same thing actually for the Fan, definitely can sustain for himself. I would be expecting Dolia maybe just roaming around the Musashi, just resetting his ultimate, because Musashi ultimate duel to the death definitely gonna look scary as well onto team fights. But we head into the battlefield. KAZOKU Neo from Indonesia versus AXG SYNTHSPARKS from the Philippines. Let's head into the gorge and let's find out how it's gonna be.
Let's head on the fight and let's see how they are going to execute that. Standard rotations are there. I mean, 2 mid. We're going to be seeing mid laners and supports battling all up, providing some good amount of supports. But unlike what we've seen from the early game, I mean, Ming, he's just helping out the Hue1 farm up in that early game. But it seems like he's helping up this Frost in sustaining the mid lane. So checking out the cams, it seems like Fang on their side managed to clear it up way too fast. So fights is not gonna happen. Let's see if we're gonna be seeing level 4s in a minute.
Yes, that's true. And we can see a rotation though ongoing onto the bot part of the map already. Looking scary. Dolia found out about that. Will be able to back away. So that is a good vision. Bush vision that was done by the Dolia. Fortunately, there is no hard lock coming that could come from the Ming as well as the Prince of Langling. Just a little bit of CC here and there. But the first blood we did not see just happened onto the top side part of the map, killing of the Dharma. And it actually went onto the Musashi, and definitely that's a good point for him. But for the meantime, could be a 1v1 tussle or maybe 2v1. Super low in HP is the Prince of Landling, but under tower he will be safe.
He needs to act that tower because it seems like KAZOKU Neo wants to at least take that advantage. For SYNTHSPARKS, they need to play defensively because all of their heroes rely on items. They need to farm up, and it seems like KAZOKU Neo, they're ahead by 500 gold on this matchup, and they don't want to snowball the 10 of advantage on the KAZOKU Neo side. And for AXG, they need to apply pressure. But how can they do that? I mean, certain heroes that they have relies on levels, and for Alicio to be a painful one, aside from items, he needs to level up.
Yes, definitely so true, but seems like a 4-man rotation onto the bot side right now. Actually, a backup incoming from the Maestro Nui. Could be a 4v3 situation. But yeah, I think they have to wait a little bit because Lan Ling is still quite far from the map, but a 1v1 tussle ongoing onto the top side as well, which we are currently not exactly seeing, but super low in HP already is Mr. John. No, rather, I thought it was Mr. John Smith, but it is Kesap2 on the top. But I like this position of the Musashi once more, really eyeing on to not allowing John Smith to get some of his itemization.
Iko here, he managed to see the Ming, but for Ming, he's gonna try to alert everyone that some of the players from KAZOKU Neo, they're gonna try to go for an invade, but that's a good crowd control though. We can see that Lan Ling tries to scout the mid lane, but they have to be fair. KAZOKU Neo might be preparing themselves for a fight later on.
But to no afford because everyone's just gonna back away. But meantime, Fang is all alone in here, gonna go for this low CC. But in the top side, a lane gets defeated by the Dharma. Meantime, there's a chase ongoing, super low in HP. A lot of members on the side of EXECRATION gonna go for that ultimate duel to death. This to Musashi, a double kill for him. I'm pretty sure he's having some fun with a lot of gold that he has taken so far, just within 4-minute game time. Not even done because the pressure is in. Winter is here, coming from Princess of Frost to shove away the members of KAZOKU Neo. But it's alright because they have proof to actually get the title.
Smite, it's gonna be the Musashi. Kikoi with a smite towards the first tyrant of the game, KAZOKU Neo. They played as the family. Okay, ASG SYNTHSPARKS, if you take the tyrant, we're gonna be taking the Overlord. So fair share of these epic monsters.
Yes, that's true. Usually, especially when you have the lane advantage, or if you want to have the lane advantage, you would want to go aim for the Overlord. But if you intend to go for team fights, definitely getting the Tyrant is key because it gives the chain lightning buff. But again, seems like our friend Kiko in here really targets the Dharma on not allowing him to go for some itemization because he always visits the top side.
Yeah, it's always the top side, but we can see Alicio tries to leap towards his death.
Just with some basic attacks coming from the Fang, killed already the Alicia, but there goes the tussle. Winter is here, her already has been just duel to them as well, killing off the Princess Frost. And there goes the TP by the Dharma as well. Will be able to make it in time. Will be able to get a kill. Truth Mantra has been used, but I don't think he'll be able to pick off another member from the side of KAZOKU Neo because we're talking about 4 members. They said, you know, no one is actually so strong against 4 or 5 members.
Here, literally living up to their team name. I mean, just like what we've seen here, the family just plays together, stays together. And if you don't know, KAZOKU in Japanese means family. Yeah, that's a dreamer right there.
we go. Our Japanese speaking friend.
I'm not.
ZG.
I'm
No,
not.
I'm just kidding. Kazoku, it seems. Okay, at least we've got some trivia over here in the in the stream, right? So
I don't know if that is an Indonesian word because I'm assuming that that's a Japanese word. It sounds Japanese to me.
yeah, does sound Japanese. But meantime, let's go back to the battlefield. Getting ganked almost by 3 members from the side of AXG SYNTHSPARKS. So, well, anyway, he was able to just back away. So it seems like this time in our set 4, series number 4, you know, the teams are more careful in selecting their team fights.
Well, they have to select the fights that they can win. And seems like for KAZOKU Neo, every fight is gonna be an advantage. I'm seeing some commotions in the bot lane and everyone's going there.
Yes, 4 members from the side of AXG right now. We're gonna go for the duel to death in here. But will it be enough? Yes, it will be just to kill off the Alicia. But a backup incoming. Loss of sustain, loss of HP regeneration coming from the Musashi. And he will still be able to survive. What an amazing play coming from KAZOKU Neo in here. Killing 3 members from the side of
Destroyed
AXG.
a tower.
KAZOKU Neo, they are keeping objectives in check. Might as well get one or lose one from our team, but we're gonna try to fight it all out. We managed to at least get 2 or 3 bodies for the side of AXG SYNTHSPARKS. KAZOKU Neo here becoming more and more confident in their playstyle. They are now trying to keep the outer towers out, and the last standing outer tower here will be dealt by KAZOKU.
Yes, and he's just actually playing around with our Dharma. Oh, Alicia onto the top side. Gonna go for the execute. Not gonna be catch up by the CC coming from our Princess Frost. So I think that is good news for our lane friend onto the top side. Actually teleporting to the bottom lane part of the map, might be finding some tussle here and there. And well, the members of AXG actually know, so they're trying to play really defensively right now into this game. But seems like anytime soon that the minion actually flows onto the bot side, seems like they're gonna go be able to take down the bottom lane tower.
SYNTHSPARKS right now, they need to stick together. They need to create some space for Geo to secure those buffs, to secure those farms, because KAZOKU Neo seems like they're not letting them take a breather here because of the pressure that they're showing.
What Kikoi is actually doing right now, the Musashi 1v3ing the members are making 1v5. Actually, even still getting a double kill up against a lot of members on the side of AXG SYNTHSPARKS. So, but then again, KAZOKU still, I think, managed everything within the 8-minute game time, because they also managed to take the Shadow Tyrant down bottom half of the map, and will be able to manage to push the tower in the box.
Blue team has
Just look at
destroyed
the
a
commitment
tower.
from these guys. Even Musashi literally living up to his ult. Duel to the death. He managed to die while taking 2 heroes for the side of AXG SYNTHSPARKS. So that's a really good way into reducing the numbers from the side of AXG SYNTHSPARKS. And I kind of love the Bushido creed that he's showing. A true samurai indeed.
True. I mean, his mantra, I don't think John Smith has the truth mantra right now. It seems like the mantra is on the side of Kikoi, the Musashi of KAZOKU Neko. But here we go. Really love the bush vision being provided by the members of KAZOKU Neko in here. Actually, a strategy that is that requires some patience, you know. You can just like always show yourself in the map, or else you're not gonna give surprises to your opponents. So less information for the opponents, more opportunity for you to actually go for successful ganks. But one of the teams right now aim to go for an epic monster objective. We can see KAZOKU Neko just going for the Overlord, and the other camp actually go for the Tyrant. So in this kind of cases, I actually like the objective take of KAZOKU Neo more, because it went into Neko cat. Sorry about that. Family cat, I'm sorry. But yeah, I like the objective take more because they can actually push more towers, which is what the lead that they currently have right now.
Blue
See,
team has
man,
destroyed
that
a tower.
we can see the confidence from the side of KAZOKU Neo. Seems like the fights are way too inevitable. They are starting the fight, and right now AXG somehow trying to bounce back. But look at this, Madam Kaisaya. They're forcing KAZOKU Neo to back out a little bit, but this gives room for Musashi to take down towers. But for AXG, we're not gonna give this up, even with the Shadow Vanguards in the lane. We don't even care. I'm just gonna clear that out real quick.
Yeah, that's true, but then again, gotta love the Death at Sunset use by the lane in there. Just, scaring away the members of AXG in there, but I think there's still a good defense by AXG, not allowing the members of KAZOKU Neo to actually go for another tower push. But then again, everyone's gonna go back to calm. I think AXG in here just needs to find a way for the Winter is Frost to be connected just like right off the bat, right onto a lot of members of KAZOKU Neko, but the Neo. But the question is, how can they do that? I think John Smith in here needs to find a way to actually, gank and go for a particular target.
For John Smith, he needs to reposition some particular targets because that's what Dharma is good at. I mean, having that reposition kit, John Smith, he can like easily toss his opponents up and then go for the pickoff. It's like a counterpart of Mai Shiranui, but of course, Mai Shiranui is way too mobile compared to John Smith's Dharma. I mean, one thing that's good about John Smith's Dharma is that he's very, very durable. He's a cash laner, he can like easily clear out lanes, but in terms of like magic damage, Mai Shiranui gets the job done.
That's so true. And again, we're talking about a while ago, even during the draft, the Prince of Landling in here, Gio, needs to get that opportunity onto the early end mid, but I think, real nice bush vision coming for our Musashi. He is just basically advancing because he knows he can sustain. But again, now that we are now onto the late game, this is actually looking risky for our Prince of Landling. In here we see a fight ongoing right now. Death at Sunset already has been used to back away. The zone being created by the Princess of Frost, but they need to find a way. Look at that duel to death onto the backline of Team AXG SYNTHSPARKS. Again, another Death at Sunset just zoning away the members of SYNTHSPARKS away, and there's a chase as well coming from our Fang trying to get Jan Smith alive, but to no afford. But then again, they were able to push back the members of AXG, and in this time they will be able to take away more of the jungle camps of AXG.
Getting eliminated with the damage coming in from Fang, but of course it's John Smith. He managed to at least survive in that fight, and who knows? I mean, it's too good for goodbyes. It's too good to goodbyes. Am I saying the reference right? I mean, is that the guy who sang that?
So good for goodbyes? I think so. I mean, I forgot the exact phrase, but I get what you mean in there. So, yeah.
Sam Smith, my bad.
Was it?
That's Sam Smith. I mean, the singer. Sorry, my
Oh
bad.
yeah, I mean, I know. I'm thinking about the lyrics if it's correct. But before we further think about that, here we go. Really nice dash out coming, or juke out coming from our Musashi. But if team fight continues in here, we see, everyone's just going up for that. Look at the damage coming from Mr. Kikoi. Just going for a mano tussle up against Gio. Gio cannot do anything because he's squishy. He's a squishy assassin. Another Death at Sunset in here onto the back line of Team AXG, sustaining the damage coming from the tower in here. There goes a lifesaver. Some water pool in here coming from our Dolia, just poking around. But you know what? They really need to be very careful in here, even though they are able to scare away the members of AXG. I mean, if they just make a mistake, maybe even Kigoi or Bo actually dying is going to be risky. But for the meantime, they have the dragon in here onto the top side. Kigoi just going even onto the base of AXG right now, very confidently. And in here, though, overextended is Mr. John Smith, but doesn't care anymore because they have the Shadow Vanguard in here already, trying to go for the crystal. The focus fire is on here. Is this going to be KAZOKU Neo already? Oh, they try so hard, and there goes the life save by the dragon. Congratulations to our Indonesian team, KAZOKU Neo winning and moving forward to our round 2.
John Smith singing "Stay with Me" towards the crystal, but the crystal doesn't want to stay with them, and that's why they managed to at least take that defeat coming in from KAZOKU Neo. And congratulations to KAZOKU Neo for winning that fight. And for ASG SYNTHSPARKS, they did their very best. They showed the entire world on how great they are when it comes to playing on Earth Kings. And we're gonna be seeing more of KAZOKU Neo in the next set of matches that we're gonna be having right now. They made it to the cut. The top 32 teams that we're gonna be seeing here in this tournament, they established themselves. And talking about this game, I mean, what I've seen right now kind of remind me of a popular song. I know that they're Indonesians, but it goes like this. Andito na si Kikoy. So it's literally Kikoy and Chito going there, just trying to dish out a lot of kills right now. Every time that we see fights, Kiko is there to start it off. Duel to the death is the key to victory for this team. No doubt about that.
Yes, that is so true. If you will even take a look at their point score here, 4.8 for the Dolia, primarily because, you know, most of the time whenever Musashi will actually go for a fight, it doesn't even require Dolia to be present. I mean, this is like Kikoi just going all in, regardless if he is just going for a 1v4 1v5 situation. Doesn't matter because there's so much sustain onto him, HP regeneration. If I'm gonna be taking a look at the itemization of our EXG team in here, they don't have an anti-heal present to go up against the Musashi. So I mean, that's gonna be so hard to deal with. He's just a refreshing HP, and Elaine as well. So it's gonna. That is why we see both Musashi and Elaine just going onto the back line, not even worried about the damage that the Alicio can dish out. So yeah, I mean, this is why I think itemization needs to be very thought of very well, even while you are in game.
For Kiko, I mean, I respected the damage item build. He doesn't even build some tank items. He goes straight for damage. Axe of Tormentor, Frost Scars, Blood Weeper, to make sure that he gets the sustain that he needs. He doesn't need sustain from the armor durability. He needs sustain from life steals, and that's what Kikoi is definitely doing. And that's why Kikoi and the rest of the team, KAZOKU Neo, they'll proceed towards the next round. In terms of like tankiness, they can like easily rely on Kekaptu to stay in front. So for them, it was really well executed. For Musashi,
So true.
focusing on damage, well done.
Well done. Unfortunately, Done is not in their team, so
I understand that reference. Yeah.
that reference, right? So yeah, congratulations to our Indonesian team moving forward to our round 2. This is just first half of our stream for tonight, and we will be able to witness 4 more sets for later. It's a mix of, you know, teams coming from the Philippines, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Cambodia, Myanmar. So I love the mix. You know what? When I see the post coming from Bfstv Facebook page, it's so lovely to see like a mix of different flags from different countries. Like not one country is dominating. It's just like a mix and a balance of every teams from different countries. So kudos, I guess. And I think I'm happy for the community that we have so far in Honor of Kings.
BattleForSupremacy.TV, of course, it's a really great mix of this sponsor that made it possible. So ladies and gentlemen, we have Team Wallet, and of course with D-Wallet, you can buy, sell, and trade crypto tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Algo, Solana, and more. So unlike any platforms where you need to download and sign up separately to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, Team Wallet Bot makes it easier and more accessible for everyone by saving your time and effort through Supreme ETFs, or Supreme Exchange Traded Funds, in TEAM Wallet. That's right. You cannot spell team with TEAM. So you can now purchase a Bitcoin and Ethereum with just one click. Team Wallet has integrated all these features into a single system, making it more convenient and efficient for its users. So, all you have to do is to search at Team Wallet Bot in Telegram to take advantage of this convenient tool.
Very convenient. So I think that is very nice. It's gonna be very helpful for, regular players, but everyone who is into the crypto space as well. So yeah, really interesting games. Really interesting. I mean, sponsors, what they can provide as a tool for everyone in this, tech industry, tech and gaming industry, or finance industry. So yeah, do check out Team Wallet, and I think there will be more information actually shared by BFS TV Facebook page, or you can maybe even send us over a message on our Facebook page if you have more questions.
That, of course, aside from Team Wallet, we also have Team Tokens. Earn Team Tokens by referring players to join our tournaments, just like this one. These tokens can be converted to cash or used to join upcoming events in Battle4Supremacy.TV. And speaking of another team feature, we also have the Supreme Team Draft. This offers you the opportunity to be drafted within its ranks by dominating in events for Call of Duty Mobile and Fortnite. Available to all players worldwide, so what are we waiting for? Might as well show us what you've got. And speaking of Fortnite, we also have this V-Bucks. Now, by using BNB, you can purchase Fortnite V-Bucks and receive the pin real time at Team Wallet Book. So, all the gift cards and prizes needs to be claimed by users. So if not, these will be returned to the respective senders. And another Fortnite thing, we're talking about big tournaments here. So if you're a Fortnite player that's itching to compete, well, we have these tournaments for you. We are just making it in the works. So make sure to explore our island map, Bfstv's Red and Blue, to keep yourselves updated. Join our Telegram channel, Bfstv Fortnite, to learn more. And not only that, we also have this top-up. Get your very own Riot Points, Garena Shells, Fortnite V-Bucks, and Honor of Kings tokens. It is available now, so what are you waiting for? Grab your chance to get hold of these perks.
Actually, I wasn't able to hear you, Vince. I think your mic was muted. Could you,
Ooh.
could you repeat?
No.
I'm just kidding. I did it to you last night, so I got you this time. So everyone, so if you have any more questions about Team Wallet, about Team Tokens, and the BFS TV top up, just send over a message or browse through the Facebook page of BFS TV Facebook page and find out more information about that. And I guess that's it for our first half of our tournament stream for tonight. We have another second half for later. We will just be heading on to a really short break. Once again, I'm Megasaya. With me is Vince EG. We'll be back after a few minutes break.
Gentlemen, welcome to the halftime show of the Battle for Supremacy's Reign Supreme Honor of Kings 5 vs 5 tournament. Kaysaya and Vince G will be with you on this second half, ladies and gentlemen. So, we are done with the first half. We are now going towards the next set of matches that we have. Four more maps to go. Four more matches to go, rather. And we are going to see some of these teams battle it all out. So, some of the remaining teams here are Indonesians and Myanmar, which is GMT Ares and Omniverse Esports. That is going to come up next. So this is the game that we need to focus. We've seen KAZOKU Neo Kaysaya in the earlier game, where in fact they dominated up against ASG SYNTHSPARKS. So they might as well, GMT Ares might as well do the same towards the Omniverse Esports. Or will Omniverse Esports pull off a surprise in this game?
Yeah, makes me wonder as well. I mean, so far Indonesian teams are leading the wins. TUYUL family from our set 1 from Indonesia won the game as well up against our Bangladesh team, and KAZOKU followed by KAZOKU Neo. And I wonder if it's gonna be the same thing for GMT Ares. So they have to carry their flag because they cannot break the wins for Indonesian teams on this one. But we'll have to find out, because maybe Omniverse Esports in here has been, very ready from what has happened, or, to bring up a win for our Myanmar team.
About taking those wins, all about reading the draft first. But as we can read the draft, Heino Dashao being removed early. That means they don't want to give room for those playmakers and pokers. So for Heino, he's a natural poker kind of guy, and he has that ult to turn back time. He can return to his previous states. Luna, okay, surprisingly, they're removing Luna. They don't want some magic damage output, even though that he's a fighter in the jungle. But it seems like they don't want to have Luna because they are giving room for my Shiranui to come into play.
Yes, that's true. I mean, maybe Luna is also a prio pick, primarily because one of the players on this side of Team Omniverse Esports is actually proficient in making use of that. But so far, I mean, there's no priority on the Arlie, even though we saw him getting banned on the first phases a while ago in the first half. But for the meantime, Mai Shiranui very mobile into the middle lane. But I think with his mobility, he'll be able to survive Lady Gens. CC's in here. But with the Zhang Fei pick as well, I think this is a good way to frontline and just create some space for whoever they will pick as the carry hero in here for the side of Omniverse Esports. So far, Dune, lots of sustain as well, whether he's gonna go for the jungle or the Clash lane, followed by the Sunbin for more mobility. So I'm liking the draft of both of the teams so far, and it's hard to tell who's actually has a lead advantage for this one.
I like what I see. I like what I'm seeing right now. Sunbin! Okay, one of the heroes, one of the most hated heroes in the ranked games. But for Sunbin, he has been very triumphant. He has been very useful in tournaments. So Sunbin in ranked games kind of feels like it got nerfed several times. But in tournaments, Sunbin is the way to go here. If you want to deal some damage towards your opponents, AoE damage, and then mobility can be the answer, then Sunbin is gonna be your get-to-go guy. So Sunbin can initiate the charge. Dawn can easily close the gap. You can like go for the backlines like Lady Zen, but for Lady Zen, they have to watch out for this because they can like freeze you anytime that they want. And as for the tanky guy that they have for Zhang Fei, he is ready to withstand those damage. So jungler is out, and marksmans are out for both teams. Junglers are out actually for the side of the red side.
Yes, that's so true. But then again, we still have a lot of options in here for the farm lane to even, you know, hide here, pick heroes like that of the Ollie, the Lady Sun as well, even well, there's no Marco Polo, so I think they want to cut off in here those heroes that could actually deal some true damage up against the Zhang Fei. So I think Wise Bands coming from Omniverse Esports in here, but now it makes us think what's gonna be. Oh, Alicia is gonna be secured in here, and there is over in for the Arlie, which is what I would love to see. So much mobility in here for the lineup of Team Indonesia, GMT Aris for now.
Yes, I kind of love what we're seeing. My Shiranui is a natural born mobile mage. So, I mean, mobility is not an issue for my Shiranui. He can like easily go in and reposition himself, try to at least catch one or two opponents on his hands. We have Dawn, who can like easily reposition with the Unruly Blade. Sunbin can provide that mobility buff towards the entire team. Arlie can easily flash in and flash out with the natural skills that he has. But for Byron, he has that electrifying charge to at least charge in the way of battle. So it's all about mobility. So the question for the side of the Reds, how are they going to slow the phase down? Because I'm going to be expecting a fast phase coming in from GMT Aris. I mean, Omniverse Esports needs to at least watch out for that kind of mobility.
Yeah, my only worry right now is how they're gonna catch the Arlie, because we know the Arlie can just like, you know, she doesn't need some support to roam around the map because of her parasol. He could just like go anywhere in the map wherever he wants, and I'm not sure if he pick out the flash in his kit, but if he has flash in there, definitely more mobility, extra mobility. So the only source of CC lock that they have in here is Lady Jen's, you know, if she froze someone successfully. But the rest are actually just slows coming in from, and knockbacks coming from Lady Jen and Zilong. So it makes me think how they're gonna deal with the Ollie. Let's just have to find out as we head on to the gorge in here. GMT Aris from Indonesia versus Omniverse from Myanmar. We're casters, I'm KSI, with me is VinCG. Let's head on to the gorge.
Let's head on to the gorge, and seems like two heroes are gonna head towards the mid. So typical lineup that we have here. Two players on top as well. Surprisingly, they wanted to at least punish down the lane that early.
You don't want the lanes to really go online, and I like how they actually hit themselves and maybe a first blood even. Yes, indeed. And it goes on to the hands of the Byron Onion King. Oh, I love that. I love that name. Makes me cry, okay? Makes me think about crying. But another tussle ongoing onto the middle lane. We can see Zach in here. We're just really going for that aggressive play up against the Mai Shiranui. No casualty though, but on the bot side, we can see how Arlie gets an advantage, poke advantage, up against an Alicia.
In even done rage, he's willing to sacrifice his jungle XP to commit towards the first blood, and it was worth it. I mean, they got Yaragumi out of that fight. And for Onion King, he's gonna get the rage.
Blue team has
Damage coming
slain
from
an enemy.
Shinobi Hisatsu. Shinobi Bachi has been used to poke him down. And to no afford, I think Zach was just standing all alone in there. Wasn't moving, so hopefully he'll be able to get back to speed. And here we go again. Flash has been used by our Lady Jen. Will be able to save his life, I think, because primarily Som Dewey actually has his ultimate not available.
Was beautiful. You see the patience coming in from Onion King. I mean, from both sides of the brush, they are trying to set some ambush right there. They're trying to reduce the numbers, but somehow Onion King's gonna go back to work. He's gonna deal with Yaragumi, but for Kiwi here, he needs to be extra careful.
Definitely has to be very careful. Seems like our Zhangfei is ready back. Mr. Zack in here. Just, you know, trying to soak in all the damage. Pokes coming from the side of GMT Ares, but 4 members down in here. There goes the dive.
Oh, wow.
The tower, focusing onto Alicia. Alicia going down. Maybe even our Zhangfei, but fortunately he was able to go clear the minion waves, forcing the members of GMT Ares to back away. Just unfortunate though, because Zine has fallen down.
And it seems like they're setting up mid!
Again, once more into the middle lane, gonna be using that Death at Sunset here to kill off the Mai Shiranui, and that actually paid off! And no, unfortunately, gonna be able to survive. Oh, thanks to that healing too into the middle lane, our Byron did actually survive. But there goes the shutdown already. There goes the invade onto the jungle camp of Team OMNIVERSE in here. Gonna go all in here. Members of the side of GFT Ares actually going so low. Is this a potential comeback? Double kill even for the Zilong, and somehow they managed to catch up on the lead. It's now 4-4 in terms of kills onto this 4-minute game time. Not even done, because in here gonna burst down is Lady Jen onto the hands of this Mai Shiranui.
Talk about repositioning. Show me the way. I mean, he literally showed the way on Kiwi in order for them to unleash a 1-2 combo with a Mai Shiranui. You have to respect that, and with the burst capability that she has, aside from reposition, they can easily she can easily eliminate her opponents at ease. So we have to respect the Mai Shiranui, but we have to respect what's happening here with bot. 3 players down, defending the bottom outer tower on the side of Omniverse Esports. GMT Ares applying so much pressure on this.
That is so true. There goes the overload take by GMT Ares right now. There is a primal bond, do take note, but they are trying to contest this area into the tyrant as well. Looks like they're gonna go for a 5v4 team fight already. There is a teleport coming from the lane as well. Alicia gonna go for that Sunset Fireworks show. Everyone's just going all in. There goes the poke. There goes the kill by Shiranui. Has fallen down. Members of Team GM Ares is still alive and kicking. Look at the damage coming from the Ali as well. Triple kill even from the Byron, and that is close to a wipeout. A lane is all alone, and I think this is a more a 1k gold lead given that fight to happen a while ago, but I think now they're gonna calm down from this time on.
The fight actually in the bot lane somehow shifts the momentum towards the side of GMT Ares, and it's gonna be a 1v1 to be fair, but of course the members of the OMNIVERSE Esports and GMT Ares, they're just getting back into the game. They just respond. They can like easily get it back into the game as well, but seems like they are focusing in terms of like getting those items that they need. For Zilong, okay, I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna try to farm up. CK doesn't even need to flinch. He needs to get back on track, but look at that damage!
All gonna be making use of that ultimate Death at Sunset, saving his life. But Byron has already used his skill, so needs to back away a little bit because the Zilong came for a backup for our lane on the bot side.
Then fight right there. GMT Ares not even backing down because they are using those mobility kits very well. And now GMT Ares here wants to fight Omniverse Esports because this is the only thing that they can do is to get the Tyrant, and now forces are coming in.
HP Death of Sunset has been used, but able to survive though. Super low in HP, trying to back away, but she's getting cornered under the tower, but they do still manage to back away. thanks to that, maybe it's just a jerk out play that
Blue
went
team has
onto their
destroyed a
minds. But the
tower.
tower fall down. It was very low, just 1 HP left. So this still goes on to the hands of Team GMT Ares.
GTRS. They are trying to fend off the members of the Omniverse Esports, who's just trying to take the tyrant away, but look at that. We can see the FCK trying to fend off their towers, and now the cavalry has came. They need to reinforce their defenses as of now.
That's so true, but the gold lead already went up from 1k to 2k, a gold lead with the more pushes from the tower. I mean, the tower push and the bot, as well as the minion waves that they're able to clear really fast. As well, of course, the kill. But 1v1 tussle ongoing onto the bottom lane part of the map right now. Onion King doesn't have the ultimate available. Then the sunset has been used, as well as the execute. Gonna be killing off the Byron and potentially taking down another tower on the bottom lane part of the map. Allowing them maybe to catch up onto the goal. No, it's just almost. Actually, it's pretty much equal at 21k gold. But meantime, 1v3 situation up top. Make it 4v3 situation. We can see the unbridled outburst from the Zhang Fei. Really nice crowd control taking off the life of the Arlie. But they're not even done in here because there's the backup coming from Jim. CC coming in. The slows as well. Even the time lapse coming from the Sunbeam. And but that is a tanky Zhang Fei we're talking about. And while that was happening, that is a sneaky push by CK into the middle lane, taking off another tower from GMT Ares.
After that push, he's now regrouping with his teammates. So for Omniverse Esports, they're doing their absolute best to even up the game, and it seems like in that effort, they managed to at least climb up 1k, but Onion King!
Look at the flash by Onion King, the Byron. But here we go, the backup is coming. They are so mad for actually taking down the Alicia from their side. He will fall down onto the hands of the 4 members. Lassie going onto the Lady Jen. But while that was happening, look at what the rest of the members of TMT are actually doing on the bottom lane part of the map. Wanting to go for a push, but to no afford because of the map awareness that Yadaguni has onto the lane. But for the meantime, focusing on the tower, onto the middle lane, Mr. Harley just wait for the basic attacks. They will take it down, and to success, they will still keep that up 1k gold lead in favor of GMT Ares.
Right now, taking things slowly as of the moment because they respect the capability of Omniverse Esports. They can still create some plays here, even though that they're playing defensively. They can still analyze the situation. They can still go for the pickoffs. And that is what GMT Ares is doing. And oh my goodness, my Shiranui manages to bounce back in trouble.
Yes, fortunately she is mobile, able to just juke out from that potential death that she had a while ago. But yeah, I mean, this is tough to actually decide. But hold the thought because chase is happening onto the Byron, but the Byron will be. It seems like he'll be able to go back away just safely. But there goes the dive coming from CK right now. Super low in HP. The Byron will fall down, and there is 1 member less for the side of GMT Ares.
Now, the are commencing mid lane, being so hot right now, but we have to shift our attention towards the top.
Tension in here. 1 member will fall down. We can see the Death Sunset has been used already, but will Yadigu be able to survive? Here we go. Members of Omniverse still all alive, still all complete. What has happened? I mean, I was like quite biased on the early pick, to be honest, but seems like with the overall composition they have in here, seems like it's not quite working.
Quite working. If they wanted to at least focus on mobility, well, they have to be quick on their feet. They have to do this fast. They have to end this fast. But with the given amount of time that they have, this gives Omniverse Esports some freedom to farm up their items, to tighten up their defense, and then continue to snowball on their favor. So it's gonna be the fast guys versus the tank guys. So Omniverse Esports, we're gonna be tough. We're gonna be acting tough when it comes to the mobility of GMT Ares, and we can do this all day, as they say. They can like do this for like 20-30 minutes if they want to up against GMT Ares until they give up.
Well, the lead have shifted to the in favor to the side of Omniverse Esports already. So there is some catching up. They need to plan out something, but the Byron is quite in danger already. There is the Overlord Vanguard running on top as well. He
has
unbridled
destroyed a
outburst has
tower.
been used. Needs to back away a little bit, and here we go. But while this is happening,
Dark
you can see
Tyrant has
the
been defeated.
Shadow Tyrant already has been taken by Team GMT Aris. They have the potential to actually say yes to a team fight, but if talking about team fight, the composition of Omniverse Esports is actually all in for team fight because you're going to be matching up against a Zhangfei. You're going to be matching up with the, the freeze and the ice coming from Kiwi Mix onto the Lady Jen. So I think they need to plan out something on how they're going to go out onto the team fight. And talking about team fight, here we go! As they try to focus fire onto the Zhangfei. No more tank. Frontline tank for the side of Omniverse Esports in here. And going onto the backline, look at that! Very amazing play coming from the Byron. Even a double kill and now a Fox Tower into the middle lane, taking this down, and more room for them. Now one member left for the side of Omniverse Esports. How will Elaine be able to defend this? It is 16 seconds before the Zhangfei goes back alive. There's a super minion and he will fall down quite unfortunately, and here we go. Seems like this is gonna be it. Another Indonesian team, third Indonesian team to win for tonight. Congratulations, GMTRS, as you will move forward to round 2.
We've seen Onion King starting that one out. So for that, I mean, the respect from Arlie is gonna quite coming back as we speak. You know, we even thought that somehow Omniverse will be trying their capability to hold this game much longer, but of course, mobility kind of heroes tend to be impatient, and that's why they need to find ways. It's either make or break. If we lose that fight, it's over. If we won that fight, we make sure that this game is gonna be ours. It's gonna be over for them. And I like the dishes. I like the initiation. And seems like my Shiranui definitely does the burst. So Me the Way has been your MVP, ladies and gentlemen. He definitely showed the way to each and every one of us that my Shiranui definitely is a powerful mage that needs to be respected.
Definitely. But to assess even further what happened into the last clash, so we were talking about how Omniverse Esport lineup is actually yes to a clash. But the moment that GMT Aris saw that, okay, this is just like 4 members, where is CK? I think it was CK who was like, separated from the rest of the team. So that's the time that GMT Aris went all in when they were like 4 or 3 members in there. So I think that was a mistake. I mean, Omniverse definitely could have won this, but they were all separated, so they were not like prepared for the fight that the surprise fight that GMT Aris did on that one. Then again, a lesson learned. I do believe that there is so much potential for Omniverse Esports to even match up against like the kind of lineup that GMT Aris has. So yeah, congratulations. You can see, I mean, the stats that they have in here is pretty much almost the same, right? They did manage to catch up, but majority of the members of Team GMT Aris are like more than 8 points. So I think overall, like, everyone's into a good position, itemization, gold-wise, but just quite unfortunately as well, Alicia did not manage to get a lot of gold from that game.
A game it is, ladies and gentlemen.